Welcome back for a special edition of Video Game News. Looking at mostly a lot of info from Microsoft, and then this next Sunday I will be covering my thoughts on stuff involving Capcom as well as some other info. So with that said, enjoy the lo-fi music in the background, if you can hear it, that is. But with that said, first up with the Bethesda, Microsoft, and many other things. Got a first look at, of course, recently, the new update coming to Minecraft called Minecraft Wild Update. And it looks like it's going to be cool. It's going to add additional new creatures, as well as many other things, new textures, and many other add-ons to help improve the environment. Also, got a look at Aliens Dark Descent, which for me, I'm like, on it. It's going to be more or less like a top-down view Aliens game. So, I mean, it's interesting, but so far the only Aliens game I played I genuinely enjoyed was Isolation, and that's it. Also, Marvel's Midnight Suns got a first, like, a teaser trailer cinematic. Seeing a demon creature named Lilith. Boy, as if we haven't heard of plenty of demon creatures named Lilith, specifically in the Diablo universe. Also, got to look at a new, like, demonic version of Venom, which actually looks pretty cool. And also a demonic evil version of Hulk, which I've seen actually in different comic series called the Revengers. Basically, it's a parallel universe version of, like, Avengers all evil, and, like, a lot of them have horns and stuff, and also, like, upside down pentagrams. This game trailer shows nothing, though, with pentagrams on it. Probably afraid that caused too much controversy. Also, got interesting newer version in the trailer of Ghost Rider, and interesting design costume for Spider-Man as well. But also, in our stuff, we gotta look. At first, before we saw the teaser, it looked like it was gonna be like a new Dead Island game. But it ended up being Goat Simulator 3. So, pretty good job on the fake out of the trailer. They even did the style of the trailer similar to, like, a trailer originally for, like, Dead Island. So, I appreciate that little slapstick comedy thing. Now, Goat Simulator is a very unique simulator game, to say the least. It's a blast to play from time to time. Be curious to see what all they'll do with Goat Simulator 3. Probably the only genuinely overall fun simulator game that I personally tried. Though eventually I need to get around to playing Beast Simulator, sheer curiosity. But also got to look at a game called Soul Hackers 2. Not really looking like my type of game, but for those who may appreciate, enjoy. Also got to look at One Piece Odyssey. It's going to be basically an RPG One Piece game. Personally, never got into One Piece, but I know it has a massive fan base, and I personally know a couple of pretty big One Piece fans, so I know they're probably really looking forward to the game. Also, Metal Hellsinger. Personally, I think it looks cool. It basically looks similar to, like, a Diablo type of game, except with heavy metal and stuff, like Brutal Legends, which I actually appreciate, and some of the music I enjoyed. One of the pieces of music playing in the trailer very much reminded me of Arch Enemy, which is pretty much about my favorite death metal band of all time. So I appreciate that, and some of their music kind of reminded me a little bit of, like, Evanescence, so, which are both bands I really like. Don't like the newer Evanescence stuff, but whatever. But still, nevertheless, I'm actually very curious in it. Now, unfortunately, a game like that, I could not record because the amount of copyright stuff would be insane. So basically, it's a new, like, game record unless you remove all the audio, unfortunately, which then negates the purpose of the game. Also, got a new expansion stuff coming to Fall Guys. Personally, I never had an interest in Fall Guys, not my cup of tea, but I know it has a massive amount of fans, so for the people who do like Fall Guys, well, you got some new content coming, so enjoy. Then also got to look at some new stuff coming to Warframe, game I've played a little of, and genuinely actually think the combat and stuff to the game is actually quite a bit of fun. And I appreciate the game for not over-pushing microtransactions and garbage like that. So I actually appreciate that on Warframe's actual developers. Thank you for that. It's nice to see something today in the game atmosphere that once you actually play the game and stuff and not like pay to win and stuff. And I genuinely, that's a rarity in this day and age, unfortunately. Which is why I think Warframe has stuck around as long as it has, and has such a big dedicated fan base. Also, you have the Plucky Squirrel. Not really interested in it, but I could see it being really good, especially for like families, for younger kids and stuff into gaming. Looks like a good game. Also, you have Cult of Lamb, which is a game that really has actually me very curious to see actual more like into gameplay and story and stuff. But it's a game that actually does have me very curious to see what else comes out of it. Also got to look at a new Naruto to Boruto Strikers. So obviously it's going to be more of a hack and slash type of game like Persona 5 Strikers. And if so, that's actually something I may look into, because that's actually one of my personal favorite novelty type games are like the Dynasty Warrior style games. I've always had a certain enjoyment for those games. Also, the Callisto or whatever protocol, that actually is something that actually has me, probably one of the things on here that has me the most intrigued and interested in learning more about, in all honesty. Planet of Lana, and on that, I mean, once I actually see more of the actual gameplay stuff, not just clips, maybe given, I will always usually try to give a shot to an indie game. And my love for platformers as well. Also, High on Life, a game I absolutely had no interest in whatsoever. Though there's a lot of elements with the talking weapons and stuff in the game. I feel like they definitely, I would say, for me, it felt like they were heavily influenced by a little game called Oddworld Stranger's Wrath, in my opinion. Looks like a game that was heavily influential on it, but overall, it doesn't have the same charm or feel to it that Stranger's Wrath has. But then again, this comes from a long-time Oddworld fan. Also got to look at stuff coming from Riot Games for PC and mobile. Specifically stuff like League of Legends and stuff like that, which never played League of Legends and probably never will. I've never really been that interested in the Dota style games and stuff. That's more for, I would say, more predominantly like PC gamers. For me, just not my cup of tea. If I'm going to have a game similar to that, I prefer strategy type games like Command & Conquer or Halo Wars. Also, Redfall, which looks interesting. Also, I'm very curious about seeing more. And eventually, I probably will pick up the expansion, though it looks almost like it's a whole new game. And that is Hollow Knight Silksong. Now, that's a really thing that has my interest, as I've enjoyed Hollow Knight quite a bit over the years. The beautiful art style, direction, design, the boss fights, everything about it. I've always appreciated Hollow Knight series. It's a much more well-refined, I think, higher difficulty platformer series, which I genuinely approve. And really, the art style is really what I feel makes Hollow Knight so appealing to many people. It has a certain charm to it. Also, got a little look on some stuff like A Plague Tale Requiem, End of Innocence, which I'm very curious to see more, as I personally really loved the original A Plague Tale. That was a superb, great game, and more people need to give that game a shot. And I loved all the puzzles and stuff. I've never been the biggest on stealth games for the most part, outside of a few like Thief, more specifically the original Xbox Thief game, and a few other things here and there. But it's a game I genuinely like because I love puzzles. I like stuff that actually requires to use your brain. Also gotta look at new Forza Motorsports, but when you've seen one Forza, basically you've seen them all, let's be honest. And graphically, yes, it's very impressive, but it's only an ounce better than the previous. And as I've said before, I only like Forza Horizon because it allows you to go freely, where Forza Motorsports you have to stick to strictly the tracks, and that's just not my cup of tea. Gotta look at Overwatch 2. Whoopee. I'm not a fan. I never got interested or into the original. Yeah, I know the new one's going to be free to play, or so it says, though what that means is microtransaction you to death, is what it really means. Plus, the fact it's Blizzard, and I've never really gotten into Blizzard. Outside of Diablo 3, that's literally the only Blizzard, and maybe the original Warcraft 2 on PS1. Those are the only Blizzard games I actually ever liked. So, I don't have like a long-time fandom or anything for it. Also got a look of a new expansion for Elder Scrolls Online. Sell for High Isle. Actually does look interesting, but at the end of the day, I'll probably not, because I've never really been big on the open online world like MMOs, personally. Also, you have Untold, which, or rather Ark, or whatever, Ara History Untold. A new history type of game. Basically, it's just a copy of like many others already out, like Civilization, which I recommend more. Also, you have a new expansion, the Fallout 76. Good lord, I can't believe the game is still going. The Pit. I mean, it looks interesting. An interesting choice of classic music to play with the trailer. But still, I've never really had an interest in Fallout 76. You have a new expansion like thing for Forza Horizon 5. Admittedly, actually has me a little interested, and that is the new Hot Wheels expansion, though I have Forza Horizon 4, not 5, so unfortunately I can't get it, though I liked the Lego expansion I got. But this is a Hot Wheels expansion, and it looks awesome, though the music choice is kind of odd. It was a rock cover of Over the Rainbow from Wizard of Oz, which was kind of a weird choice for a racing thing, but whatever. Also, Ark 2 got a look at, with of course Van Diesel playing a character in it. Never played the original Ark, so Scorn got new look of stuff. For me, not really interested, but I can definitely see a lot of people interested in the game. Flintlock, however, The Siege of Dawn. This is a game that actually caught my eye quite a bit for the combat, the look, gameplay style and stuff. Reminds me a lot of other specific games I've played in more recent years that I've genuinely loved. So I'm actually curious to see more of this game. Also, got a look at Minecraft Legends, which I probably will be a day one pickup. Right now it looks like it's only going to be a PC and Xbox exclusive console-wise, so I will probably be forced to get the game for Xbox One if it doesn't come to other platforms. It's basically a real-time strategy game, very much like that of Halo, so it's going to be very curious to play. I actually enjoyed Minecraft Dungeons more than I think some people did, and So I'm actually very curious about Minecraft Legends. Keep in mind, this is coming from somebody who's been a Minecraft fan for quite a long time. So, but it definitely has me interested. Also, Lightyear Frontier looks kind of intriguing as well to me. Also, Gunfire Reborn. Don't really have an opinion one way or the other. The Last Case of Benedict. Now, this is a game that definitely has my interest. I'm curious about the story, and I love the art, and it looks like combat style of the platformer. But it's going to be the story part, I feel, that's really got me very intrigued to see more about the game. I know it's coming to Xbox One. I don't know if it's coming to any other platforms yet. Also, you have As Dusk Falls. Absolutely no interest in this game whatsoever. I could see a few people, maybe people that like games like Life is Strange, may be interested. I'm not a big fan of the art style they're using. I mean, it's definitely an artistic standpoint and a very unique style I've never seen in a game before, but it just turned me off, and the type of game it looks like it's gonna be, I'm just not at all interested in whatsoever. Grounded, full official release, since it's been basically for a long time open beta. It's also gonna have like a full actual like story to Grounded, or as I call it, the video game equivalent to like Honey, I Shrunk the Kids, more or less is what it is. Actually kind of interested, but at the end of the day I probably won't, since it's an online thing, and I prefer my single player games. Also, we have a look at Shadow Legacy, which, one or the other, no real opinion. Also, Diablo 4, the official announcement of the last of the 5 classes, Necromancer, plus actual gameplay. It's going to be an open world. Interesting, but as of right now, I still don't, at the moment, have any interest in Diablo 4, nor do I want to support Diablo, or in general, I have no interest in supporting Blizzard right now, for many different reasons. But also, Sea of Thieves Season 7 DLC, Captains of Adventures, which actually looks interesting, but I've played Sea of Thieves before and I couldn't get into it, especially since it's predominantly an online multiplayer game. Again, not my cup of tea. One of the last few things saw is Cocoon, a very unique looking puzzle game. Definitely has me very interested. Some elements of the gameplay kind of reminds me of Etherborn, which was a puzzle platformer game I did a full playthrough of on my YouTube channel. Check it out on my indie playlist, but I'm actually very curious to actually see the game. I could see myself buying the game day one, because of enjoying those types of games. Are very much my wheelhouse of taste. That and given platformers have always been one of my favorite things. I also got a thing at Ravenlock. Doesn't really have my interest, but I see it doing well. Also, Wulong Fallen Dynasty from Tecmo and Team Ninja. Definitely has me very interested. Certain elements of the trailer and stuff kind of reminds me of both Nioh as well as Ninja Gaiden. Those are two very positives. I think Nioh is a cool game, and Ninja Gaiden has always been one of my personal favorite series of higher difficulty. And I've always been a pretty big fan of Team Ninja and Koei Tecmo. So I'm curious to see actually more on the game. Also, surprise, we got actually a full first look at Starfield, and all I can say is, basically from the gameplay and stuff, and I learned to completely block out anything Todd Howard says, because he's not worth even listening to, because he's all full of garbage and crap. But with that said, basically the game looks like a cross if you fused Fallout with No Man's Sky is what it looks like, a combination of the two. So no real originality whatsoever. And when it comes down to it, if I'm going to play like an expansive, like space type game, I'm going to play No Man's Sky. I have no interest in Starfield. Sorry, Todd. But after the crap you did with like Fallout 76, I learned not to listen to you ever again. But with that said, last, I want to actually say the biggest announcement is the fact now Atlus is bringing 3 all-time classics to actually Xbox. So for Xbox players and stuff, congratulations, you finally get an opportunity to try these games out. Persona 3 Portable, which is a superb game, and I highly recommend trying it out. Also, Persona 4 Golden, which, speaking of having it on Vita, yes, play Persona 4 Golden, and also last, Persona 5 Royal. Now, I personally as of yet, have not played Persona 5 Royal, so I have no opinion on the game whatsoever. Have played Persona 4 Golden and a few others. I will say, probably Persona 4 Golden is maybe my favorite of the Persona games that I've played so far. Excluding the traditional Shin Megami Tensei games, which I think overall I kind of like elements in Shin Megami more just because I like the darker tone and seriousness. But with that said, I do love, especially the theme music for Persona 4 is just awesome. But with that said, I'll see y'all next time. Same YouTube time, same YouTube channel. See you Sunday for next edition of Video Game News and my opinions on the Capcom stuff, announcements, as well as a few other things here and there. But anyway, see you soon enough. Stay safe out there.